Listen, motherhood is freaking messy, business is completely wild, and somewhere between the school runs, the sleepless nights, good Lord help us all, and chasing our own dreams, we're all asking, where's the fucking village? I'm Andrea Augustinucci, brand strategist and mom of two amazing kids, and the creative force behind Brand Embodied Agency. This podcast is where we'll strip away the highlight reels of life, dive into the real conversations about motherhood, entrepreneurship, and the beautiful chaos in between. You'll hear raw stories, real strategies, and honest conversations with women who aren't afraid to tell you the actual truth about what it takes to raise babies and build empires, because I have a secret, it's possible to do both. Here, we're not just asking where's the village, we're rebuilding it. Let's fucking go. Hey mama. All right, you guys ready for a big fucking episode today? I promised myself when I launched this podcast that I would not hold back and that I would bring everything to the table, because one of the things that I feel is such a struggle for most moms and can make us feel so alone is that we are not willing to talk about the shit that actually matters, the shit that is actually weighing on us. So honestly, this is probably going to be multiple episodes because the last 48 hours, there has been so much that has come up for me, and I just have to honor it, because if I don't honor it, it's going to make me in misalignment with who I am, what I stand for, where I see my life going. And there's a lot to talk about. So the first thing I want to bring here is the fact that I am not loving my business. I said it. I said it out loud. Holy shit. So here's the deal. And some of you might know my story, some of you don't. And what I'm speaking to here is not my life story. I'm just speaking to the journey of entrepreneurship. So I have been in the online space for almost 7 years. Previous to that was doing real estate. I did it for 12 years. I fucking loved it. Oh my God, I loved real estate. It was one of the best jobs I've ever done. And I wish I started it so much earlier in my life than what I did. And then I had a family and was like, dude, real estate is not it, because I am away on nights and weekends. I am literally at the mercy of other people's schedules. I'm missing bedtime, bath time, wake time. It was not what I signed up for when I chose to become a mom. So I made the decision to step away from real estate completely. And to be honest with you, I don't see myself ever going back to it. There was a time when I did step away that I was like, oh, I can always go back. I kept my license, because that's a whole nother story, but I kept my license and was like, I can always fall back on this. I can always fall back on this. But then the further away I got from it, I'm like, this does not fucking light me up. I don't see this working in our lives with our family, especially the fact that it is so inconsistent, especially after the pandemic. The market's a mess, you guys, which is, I'm not getting into that, but there is so much uncertainty in real estate that I'm like, fuck this. I just don't ever see myself going back there. Okay. So I got into the online space 7 years ago, and I had no idea what the fuck I wanted to do. Initially, I was like, I want to help moms in business, entrepreneur moms, mompreneurs. I fucking hate that word. And I forget the name of the group, but it was something about being a mom boss. And I was like, this doesn't feel good. It's not feeling in alignment for me right now. No, you know what I want to do? I want to help real estate agents. So then I started coaching real estate agents, because that was a part of what I did in real estate. I was a manager of a brokerage and all the things. I had a shit ton of training. I knew what I was doing. And then when I started working one-on-one with these realtors, love you all, anybody who's listening to this, but you guys don't want to fucking do the work. It's like realtors are lazy. And I think that a lot of people in real estate choose that path because there's just they can do the bare minimum and make some really good money. Okay. I'm just being honest, and not to trigger anyone here. Okay. If you've hung up this podcast, it's okay. But, that's what I found. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm pulling teeth getting these people to do what I'm suggesting they do to get the outcomes they are asking to get. I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this. So I was like, you know what? That's not it. You know what I'm going to do? I am going to switch into loving your own body, because I had just had my son at that point. I had gained a ton of weight, 80 pounds, 80, during my pregnancy with him. I was probably in the best shape of my life before getting pregnant. and got pregnant, gained 80 pounds, and really felt a disconnection with my body instead of the love I should have felt. And no shaming there at all. But truly, when I think back and just think of what a fucking miracle giving birth to a human is and creating life, like, fuck, my body's amazing. My body's, all of our bodies are so amazing. So I was like, I just want to help other women love themselves and love their bodies and be comfortable in their own skin. And I started to build that. It was called Project Weight Love, and just loving the skin that you were in. But there was still a part of me that was not happy with my body. And specifically, it was my boobs, because I had breastfed, and God help us all, the boobs change when you breastfeed. For those of you who know, one of my good friends, I was talking to her about this at one point, and she was like, basically, they look like tacked up water balloons. I'm like, yeah, that's the best description I've ever heard of breastfed boobs. Totally will get a boob job someday. Still nursing today. So after we're done with this, we'll talk about that. But anyway, so I was like, how can I lead others when I am feeling imposter syndrome? Like, I don't fully love my body, specifically my boobs. So how can I stand here in front of all these women being like, love your body, experience your body, like all these things. So I was like, that's not it. And then I went into helping people purge their shit, which is something I love to do. Okay. You can ask anybody in my family if they need to move, if they need to get rid of shit, they call me, because I love it. I love it. And now you can see my son's desk behind me. It's a shit show, right? There's papers here. I'm not perfect. And this is actually something that has come up for me within the last 24 hours that I will do another podcast episode on, because what I'm here to talk about today is the fact that I have fallen out of love with my fucking business. So right now, I got to a point, let me say this. I got to a point in my transitioning of businesses that I was like fucking depressed. I was like, this is not how I want to experience my life. I keep pivoting. I was fearful of what people were thinking of me, that I kept pivoting, which is not an issue anymore, by the way. But my sister, I remember calling her and I was like in tears, and I'm truly like, I'm not really a crier. So I was really upset. I was really emotional in this moment. And I was like, Michelle, I just fucking thought I'd be farther along in life, and I fucking hate where I'm at. I can't find what it is that lights me up. I can't find what it is that I want to serve the world with. Now, mind you, since I was in high school, I literally thought to myself, I am meant for fucking greatness, but I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that means, and I don't know how to get there. To the point where I sat down with my high school guidance counselor and said, I don't know what I want to do, and I would love for you to tell me what you think I'd be great at, because I had no direction. And he looked at me, Mr. O'Connell, and he said, Andrea, I don't know what it is you need to be doing. All I can tell you is you need to be a CEO of something. And I was like, fuck you, Mr. O'Connell. That didn't help at all. And I walked out. And here I am now, still trying to figure it out at 38. So in the moment when I called my sister, and I was just like, I really thought I'd be farther along at this point. And she's like, Andrea, like, I at that time loved Canva. I still do. She was like, why don't you create something and sell it on Amazon? And I was like, what are you talking about? She was like, I don't know, create a journal, create something and sell it on Amazon. She's like, I'm going to send you all these TikTok videos of all these women doing this, making thousands of dollars, and see what happens. I was like, okay. She sent me the videos right after we hung up. I watched them, like, a few minutes each video, and was like, I'm fucking doing this. So I went on to Canva. I created a 30-day gratitude journal, and it ignited my fucking soul on fire. It was so good. I was like so excited. I got to create everything. Like, everything just flowed out of me. And I was like, yes, this is amazing. I needed to move my energy in a creative way, because I am a creative person. That is something at my core. I minored in art in college. I fucking love to paint. I love to draw. I don't do it much anymore. I need to get back to that. But like, art is a way that my soul likes to express itself. And one of those forms is through design. So I created this 30-day gratitude journal in, like, I don't know, a couple hours. And then I published it on Amazon, and I launched it on Facebook. And I think I made like $500 from sales. So I sold a bunch of them. And then I was like, okay, that was fun. And now what? And then I was like, holy shit, Andrea, what if you could do this, something that really lights you up, and get paid for it. So I was like, oh my God, I could do social media graphics for people. I fucking love doing it. And that started from a place of doing social media graphics, from a place of when I was running my own business for Project Weight Love. I was going to hire someone to do my social media graphic, my Facebook cover photo. And it was like $500 for one fucking photo. And I was like, what? I could do this. And I just dove into Canva and learned it and created one of, I don't know, like even to this day, I would change things about the cover photo, but it's one of my favorites because it came from such a place of like determination, creativity. Like, I'm fucking doing this. I don't need to hire somebody else to do this. So I was like, you know what, Andrea, you could do this for a business. So I launched Brand Embodied. And I was a solopreneur who was doing social media graphics for online entrepreneurs, specifically like spiritual coaches, relationship coaches, like primarily women. And I loved it. And I loved it. And I did that for a couple of years. And then we were expecting my daughter. And I was like, you know what? This is not sustainable because two things happened when I got pregnant. One, I did not feel creative at all. I was like, my body was like, let's just nurture this baby. My brain was like turning everything off and going inward. And I was like, this is the creation is turned off right now, except for the baby inside of me. So I was like, well, this isn't fucking good, especially when I need to produce things for my clients. So I went on this business retreat called The Edge in Tennessee last year, which was 2024. And while I was there, there was one of the facilitators had this, I don't know what to call it. It was like a round table type thing where she was able to, you told her what you do, what you love, and she's able to like spit out a business plan for you. Like, here's where I could see this going. Like, she's intuitive, super fucking brilliant mind. And I remember sitting there and she's like, Andrea, create an agency. She's like, you don't have to change your business. You just need team members in place to do what you're doing so your clients still get serviced and you leverage it. And I was like, oh my God, this is such a fucking good idea. And now, more than a year later of having my agency, having birthed my daughter, and I have the most fucking incredible team. They are so talented. They are so gifted and they're so dedicated. And, you know, I get to this point and I'm like, I don't want to be a part of deliverables anymore. The thing I loved most about creating the agency and working with women, specifically building their businesses, right? We took them from branding all the way through to digital product creation. We did their tech setup for them, their back system, like all the things, email sequencing. Like I created a program that I wish I had when I was getting started in business, because it literally took me 5 years and about $45,000 to create what I created and get the back system up and running and all the things, where I was able to create this program to do it in 3 months. And it would cost it, basically the highest package was like $4,000 with like continuous support and everything, which is a steal. So, you know, I got to this point where I am today and I'm like, I don't want to be a part of the deliverables. I don't want to fucking check websites. I don't want to be the one who is responsible, or not even responsible. That's not even the right word, but like, I don't want to help people build their back systems anymore. I want to help them fucking transform their lives and step into the version of themselves that they need to be to step into their next level of greatness and fucking success. Because here's what I can tell you. That has been a part of the program. I'm coaching these women in their businesses and fuck, I love it. It gives me life. And then I go and I'm like, oh, let me check this website. And I fucking hate it and it drains me. And I'm like, oh, can you change this font for their branding? Like, fuck, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. That is an important part of business. Yes. But if the person isn't in the right frame of mind, if the woman is not in her most aligned, highest fucking self, we are creating from a place that does not make sense. That is likely going to change in a couple of months if she's able to get to her highest self, right? And that piece, that taking it really deep with them, that was not a part of the program. But that's what I want to do. That's what I want to help women step into and birth. I want them to have a rebirth of themselves. And, I had a lot of guilt around this, a lot of guilt because I have a team of people. And I'm like, well, I can't just fucking leave them high and dry, right? Like, I can't just do that. I have clients that I'm servicing now. Some of them are on continuous support packages. I'm like, how do I end this eloquently and gracefully, still servicing them where they're not feeling like, well, fuck, Andrea, I just signed up for this and now you are leaving me high and dry. So I'm like trying to figure all of that out. And I do feel like I have a solution. And I also know the longer I fucking wait, the more resistance that is going to come. So I'm going to give you an example. I just came back from another business retreat, also in Tennessee, with the same facilitators, but a completely different retreat. The edge was, oh my God, I think there was like 14 or 15 of us, very intimate. This event, there was 125 people. It was a live event. I actually worked the event, which I fucking loved, and volunteered at it. And it was incredible. And I got to meet the most amazing humans. Okay. And while I was there, people were coming up to me saying, hey, I really think I need to hire you in your agency. Now, some of these people I had just met. So I don't even know how they figured out this is what I did. Maybe they followed me on social media and that's what they figured out, or word of mouth. I don't know, because a lot of my clients have come from this group of people. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. But like, I can feel it in my body when I'm like, yeah, it's like this heaviness in my gut that's like, fuck, this is not what I want to be doing. This is not what I want to be doing anymore. And I had just finished a coaching program where I had shared that with my coach. It was just under a month ago. And she was like, an intuitive coach as well. She's like, I've always known that this wasn't the end all for you. I've always known that. So she was like, how can you create something that has your nervous system regulated, where I'm still making money and bringing that in while also transitioning into what it is that I want to do next? So I have been, for the past few weeks, really trying to get some clarity around it. And I feel like it finally fucking landed today. But here's the thing that I can tell you. When we are not in alignment with our highest calling and what we are here to fucking do in this world, you will feel it energetically, but also in your body. So it's so important to be in tune with that. Okay. So I had the idea of doing 10-minute rapid fire strategy calls with these people who approached me at this event to see, number one, if it would even be an alignment for us to work together. Number two, like if what we're doing could actually help them. Number three, to make sure that we're energetically a good match. So I had 6 people reach out to me. 4 of them booked calls for free. The other 2 did not. I don't know what happened to them, nor did I follow up, and that's fine, because that's whatever. They dropped the ball on the free opportunity. So I ended up having these calls. Everybody who had a call, there were 4 people. 2 of them were ready right now. The other 2, one wanted to figure out what they wanted to do to create in their business, and the other one was traveling. So she wanted to look at this when she got home. She was on this big trip. She's still not home, actually, from that. So the 2 people who were ready right now, one was like, I don't have the money. I was like, okay. She's like, when I do, it'll be in about 9 months. When I do, I'm going to come back to you. And I said, okay, we'll be here when you're ready. And in my gut, even saying it now, I can feel it in my stomach. We're not going to be here when you're ready, because I'm done with this. But this is the universe's way of saying, hey, here's someone who wants your service, but she can't afford it. Okay. How does that feel? I'm actually fucking relieved. And then the other girl, who was my number one, like, I'm ready right now. Let's fucking go. I'm in. Like, she was ready to go. The next day messaged me and said, I thought I was going to be able to split this on 2 credit cards, and I can't. And to be honest with you, Andrea, she goes, if I do this, I can't afford my rent. And I'm like, okay, well, she's coming up for this reason as well, of me to be like, hey, I actually don't want to fucking do this anymore. And then the third person, who was, I need to think about it, I was like, you know what? That's fine, because she wasn't 100% sure on what she wanted to do. And I coached her through that a little bit. That was a part of our 10-minute call. I was like, listen, what's important, especially with this program, is knowing exactly what you want to do, because the worst thing you could do is not have clarity around it, get halfway through the fucking process, and then be like, I don't like what we've created. We're not doing that. I don't fucking do that. We're not doing that. So I said to her, sit with yourself, be with you, and see what drops in. And if it takes some time, it takes some time. Again, my way of kind of being like, I don't really want to do this. She messages me the next day. It dropped in. It fucking dropped in. Now, this is someone who is a friend of mine. I've talked to her about this program for as long as it's been running, and she did not have 100% clarity on what she wanted to do. And then the next fucking day, it dropped in, and I was like, fuck. Fuck. All right. You know what? I fucking love her. I'm going to help her do this. Let's go. So I send her the payment, and guess what's happening with her? She's uncertain again, not in what she wants to do, but in trusting herself to actually do it. So she needed to split the payment, made one payment, and has not made the second. And every day since Sunday, today's Tuesday, she has messaged me saying, I'm sitting with myself because I need to regulate. I'm sitting with myself because I need to regulate. I need to figure this out. Like, what she is going through is so important to clear before she moves forward with this. And it's also giving me the opportunity over and over again to tell her, you know what, this is happening for you because you are so right in your intuition, because it's actually not you, it's me. I'm the one who doesn't want to do this anymore, and I fucking have to honor it. And there's a part of me that doesn't want to honor it because I still need the money coming in. I know I can help these women get to where they want to go. It would be only a 3-month program, but what a fucking disservice. Number one, I feel like I'd be gaslighting her if I don't tell her the truth. And number two, what a fucking disservice for them to work with me when I'm not energetically aligned with what I'm fucking doing. So I have dry mouth now, not because I'm talking, but because I know what I fucking need to do. And what that is reach out to these people and let them know that we are going to finish with the clients we are with, and then the agency will be shutting down. So welcome to the chapter closing of Brain Embodied Agency. This was a big one. This was a big one for me, and I've known it for a few weeks, and I wasn't ready. And then I had all this proof just coming around over and over to say, this is not it, Andrea. I don't want to hold back on things. It's not worth it, because I'm sure somebody out there, even if this helps one fucking person realize like this isn't what I want to be doing anymore, then that's all that matters, that this helped one other person. So that's it for today. More to come on all the other things that have changed and slap me in the face within the last 48 hours. Tune in for our next episode, and I'll see you then. You've been listening to Where's the Fucking Village, the podcast for moms raising babies and building empires. You were never meant to do this alone.